In the heart of the ancient forest, where the trees whisper secrets and the earth holds tales of old, the small village of Eldwood thrived in peace. But beneath its serene facade, a storm of mystery and betrayal was brewing, threatening to upend everything they knew. The village was in full swing preparing for its annual harvest festival, a time of joy and unity, where the community came together to celebrate the bounty of the earth. The air was thick with the scent of pine, the sound of laughter, and the clatter of preparation. Bonfires were set, food was being cooked, and children ran around with garlands of wildflowers. Yet, as the sun set, casting long shadows over the village square, an eerie silence fell upon the gathering, a prelude to the turmoil that was about to unfold. Elias, the village elder, stood at the podium, his voice usually warm and comforting, now edged with urgency. "Friends, neighbors, we gather tonight not only in celebration, but to address a darkness that has crept into our midst," he began, his eyes scanning the crowd with a heavy heart. The air tensed as he continued. "Our own Mira, who has served as our caretaker of the forest, has been accused of the unthinkable, harboring a creature from the deep woods, a beast said to bring doom upon us all." Gasps rippled through the crowd, a wave of shock followed by murmurs of disbelief and fear. Mira, known for her gentle spirit and her unparalleled knowledge of the forest, stood beside Elias, her face a mask of shock and fear. "This is not true," she protested, her voice trembling but firm. "I've only ever protected our home." The accusation came from Samuel, the village's blacksmith, a man respected yet often seen as solitary, his demeanor hardened by years of dealing with fire and iron. "I've seen her with my own eyes, speaking to shadows, leaving offerings where no human should tread," he shouted, his words stoking the flames of doubt among the villagers. As the debate raged, the crowd split. Some defended Mira, citing her years of service and her tender heart, while others whispered of her secretive nature and the nights she spent alone in the forest. An old woman, whose eyes seemed to see beyond the veil of time, stepped forward. "The forest has its ways, and not all secrets are dark," she cautioned, her words barely heard over the clamor. Elias raised his hands, calling for silence. "We must get to the truth. Mira, if there's anything you wish to say, now is the time." Mira's eyes darted around, seeking an ally, but found only suspicion. "What you call a beast, I call a guardian. It's been protecting us from a far greater threat, one I've kept at bay until now," she confessed, her voice breaking under the weight of her secret. The village was torn between fear and curiosity. Elias, with the wisdom of his years, decided, "We will go to the forest tonight. We'll see this guardian with our own eyes." Under the cloak of night, with torches lighting their path, the villagers followed Mira into the heart of the forest. The deeper they went, the more the woods seemed to close in, the sounds of the night growing louder, more menacing. Owls hooted, leaves rustled with unseen creatures, and the wind carried whispers that seemed to urge them back. Finally they arrived at a clearing, where an ancient tree stood, its roots sprawling like the fingers of a giant, reaching into the earth. There a figure emerged from the shadows, not the monstrous beast they feared, but a creature of ethereal beauty, part deer, part something else, with eyes that held the wisdom of the ages. "This is no beast of doom, but a spirit of the forest, bound to protect us from a darkness beneath the roots," Mira explained, her voice now steady with conviction. The creature approached, and as it did, the ground beneath them trembled, revealing a cavern. From within, a dark, pulsating energy threatened to escape. "This is what I've been guarding against," Mira said. "A force that would destroy Eldwood if unleashed." The village was stunned, their fears replaced by awe, and then by a resolve to stand with Mira. Together they worked through the night, sealing the darkness away once more, learning that sometimes the true monsters are the fears we harbor in our hearts. As dawn broke, the village returned, not just to their homes, but to a new understanding of the shadows that dwell in the light. The festival would go on, but now it celebrated not just the harvest, but the unity and courage of Eldwood's people and the silent guardians of the forest. This tale of Eldwood teaches us that even in the darkest of forests, there can be light, and in the direst of moments, there can be heroes where we least expect them. Remember, the next time you're frightened by the unknown, it might just be the protector you never knew you had. But the story doesn't end here. Over the following weeks, the village of Eldwood changed. Mira, once suspected, became their revered leader in matters of the forest. The old woman, now known as Sage, began teaching the younger ones about the balance of nature and the spirits that watch over it. However, peace was fleeting. One evening, as the festival's memory faded into the crisp autumn air, a new problem arose. The river that ran through Eldwood, a source of life for all, began to run murky, its waters no longer clear. Fish died, crops wilted, and the spirit of the forest seemed to retreat further into the woods. Elias called another meeting, this time under the great oak at the village center. "This is no natural occurrence," he stated, his voice now a blend of wisdom and concern. "We must seek the cause, and I fear it might be tied to the darkness Mira and the Guardian have been protecting us from." A group was formed, including Mira, Samuel, Sage, and a few others brave enough to delve into the mystery. Their journey led them back to the cavern, now sealed but somehow pulsating with an even darker energy. They found that the seal had weakened, and from it, a dark ooze was seeping, contaminating the river. The group worked tirelessly, using ancient spells Sage knew and the natural remedies Mira had learned from the forest spirit. They reinforced the seal with stones blessed by the forest itself, but the task was daunting, and the darkness seemed to grow stronger with each passing moment. Samuel, once the accuser, now stood shoulder to shoulder with Mira, his respect for her growing. "I was wrong about you," he admitted one night as they watched the stars, their light barely piercing through the canopy. "You've shown us that strength comes in many forms." As days turned into weeks, the village rallied. Every able body contributed, from the children collecting special herbs to the elders reciting incantations. The spirit of the forest, sensing their unity, began to show itself more frequently, guiding them with subtle signs. Finally, after weeks of effort, the river cleared, the crops began to recover, and the darkness was once again contained. This time they left behind not just a physical barrier but a spiritual one, woven from the community's resolve and the forest's ancient magic. Eldwood had faced its challenges, not just with strength but with understanding and unity. The harvest festival of the following year was the grandest ever, not just for the bounty but for the bonds that had been forged. And in the nights that followed, when the moon was high and the forest whispered its songs, the villagers would often see the Guardian, not as a creature of fear but as a symbol of their collective strength and the deep connection between them and the land they called home. Thus, the story of Eldwood became not just a tale of mystery and magic, but a testament to the power of community, trust, and the enduring spirit of nature's guardians.